come on up, find your name. You can't see? You're the pitcher.
I wear glasses.
That's fair. Coach, you're by me.
Oh, that's some up here already.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Come on. Okay, we are going to start this press conference. Oh, thanks, Kat. You okay? We're going to start this press conference off with an opening statement from Coach Googans, and then we are going to open it up to the student athletes for questions. Then we are going to let them go and continue on with Coach. All right, Coach, opening statement, please.
I'm really proud of how our guys came out today. Zach gave us a great start on the mound, but I really like the way our hitters, our approaches from the first pitch on. Chris Given gave us a great start because, again, 2 weeks ago we had a hard time with Sean Mooney. He's a very good pitcher, and again, I thought we really stuck to our plans today and swung at our pitches and not chasing his. So I think offensively, again, our guys are locked in. It was good to see Joe get, swinging the bat a little bit, hitting that home run, but feel really good about where we're at right now offensively.
Okay, we're going to start with questions for the student athletes. John Fanta down there.
John Fanta, Big East Digital Network. Zach, St. John's made you work throughout those first 2 innings. What enabled you to then find that groove after that?
I think being able to see them more than once this year and struggling against them, knowing how to overcome that, that kind of helped me this time. Just being able to settle in and throw how I throw.
As for Joe, did it feel like today that the momentum, you flash back to last year where you guys just had it on your side? Did it feel at all like that today, that Big East tournament type feel where you guys dominated last year, just carried into today?
Yeah, definitely. We came in with kind of a chip on our shoulder, especially with how we performed last time we played against St. John's. They kind of embarrassed us when we went out there, so we came in with kind of a chip on our shoulder and definitely wanted to get this win.
Matt
Arenas, White and Blue Review. Connor, how much emphasis was, getting into Sean early in the count, especially you and Chris? Seemed like you didn't let him get into the game today at all.
Yeah, I told Chris, first inning I want to set the tone early. He's let it off with a double, and then I was fortunate enough to get a loopy single, but I'll take it. But yeah, I think we just really wanted to get on it early, just set the tone, and I thought we did a good job of hitting our pitches throughout the whole game, and if we saw a pitch early in the count, taking advantage of it, and if we weren't getting our pitches, then letting the counts get deep, and just really we worked on that a lot these past couple days and practices, and I thought we did a really good job of that today as a team, especially.
All right, John
Antal with the Omaha World Herald. Zach, what you mentioned, you faced this team before. What is the key when this lineup is loaded and they statistically are one of the best in the country? What's the approach going against these guys?
Just attack them. I know throughout the year, just trusting my stuff has been the best key for me, and being able to see how some of their swings were and see how they approach the game is really able to translate until the next time you see them, where first time they get a piece of you, next time you get a piece of them. So I think that being able that second time, going through the good lineup, it's an advantage for me.
And just what was working for you? I thought you snapped off a couple good breaking balls at key parts. What did you feel was working?
I think the difference between the first and second time we played them was I had a good secondary and third pitch. So I think being able to mix in with my fastball and attack them with my off speed was really what changed the game for me.
Megan O'Brien, Big East Digital Network. You talk about that secondary pitch and that breaking ball that was working so well for you today. How much of a difference and how much confidence does it bring to you when you're able to freeze guys like you were today with that breaking ball?
It's a huge confidence boost, being able to throw 2 pitches for strikes. It's definitely something we work on more and more each week, and being able to attack this good lineup, it was fun out there.
Okay, Matt.
Name again? No? Do I say my name again? No? Okay.
You don't
Sorry. Sorry. This is probably for Connor since he was out there, and I don't want Joe to talk about it himself. So I know in a 13-3 game it's probably hard to look back on it, but in retrospect, how big was Joe's throw to third to kind of kill their rally there in the 8th inning?
Oh, I thought that was huge. I thought at that point they were kind of biting our tails and possibly getting back in the game. And then that's just a huge momentum stopper for them, get the momentum back on our side. we come back, and I don't know if we put any runs up the next inning.
Lead spot.
Yeah. We did. Oh, we put it, okay. Okay, so there you go. Get the momentum back. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, just it was huge to kill their momentum, get the momentum back on our spot, especially after they put up 2 runs and.
I think just feeding off that, though, I think I was talking to the guys in the locker room about, I thought Rylan Bannon's play before where he just chested that ball up. He just took his chest out there and got that out was key. And then Joe throwing to the guy at third base, I think, trumped that. It was a huge play, I thought, at the game.
All right. Any more questions for student athletes? Okay.
I just have one other thing to say. I think it's pretty neat because Zach is a team guy, but he set the school record for strikeouts today for the single season. I think that's really a cool feather in his cap. So congratulations, Zach.
Good job, Zach.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, you're free. You're not.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
That was off the Budweiser hot seat there for a second.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Questions for Coach?
If you make it back here in a few weeks, that's the drill too. It's student
Yeah.
athletes first. I guess my question for you is, you come into this game today leading the league in strikeouts, and I think you only missed 7 out of 180 something pitches today. What was the key to being a high contact team today after kind of struggling with that throughout the season?
Well, if you look at those strikeouts, a lot of those strikeouts came earlier in the season, and we have run into a couple, weekends like the St. John's weekend a couple weekends ago, even the Indiana weekend where we did strike out quite a bit. But for the most part, we have cut our strikeouts out down a little bit on that. But I think just our guys are seeing the ball well right now. I think it goes back to, again, getting our pitch, not getting ourselves out, being selective, and not being too aggressive. Because we do teach being aggressive. We want to be aggressive, but again, early on, we're getting ourselves out, chasing pitches out of the zone, and our strikeouts were high. And it's pretty high still this season. I don't know where they are in the record books. That's not one of those stats you want to look at and be like, hey, we just set the record for strikeouts in a season. But we did. We punched out quite a bit. And part of our game is power, and so there is a give and take. You want to put the pressure on the defense, and you got to put the ball in play. But again, like Joe driving the ball out, you see where Ethan Schmidt was able to drive the ball over some outfielders' head. Same thing with Rylan Bannon. It's kind of a risk reward. Right now, it's starting to even out a little bit where we are putting the ball in play, which is key.
Up here?
I didn't know if I should shout from back there. Jeff Packer, WWT, the NBC here in town. The last time you guys played these guys, it was an inverse of this score. It was a pretty rough note to end on. What can you say about your team's short memory to turn around? 5 games later, kind of lay the same beating on them.
Yeah, again, it is a beating down, but again, if you had been at the game the whole time, it was back and forth, and until we blew it open in that one inning, it was a close game, and I don't know, it's baseball that way. You have to be more even keel. You have to forget some of those things. You have to learn from them. Again, when Joe said that we had a chip on our shoulder, boy, I didn't know they really did, because it's just, hey, this is the next game. This is an important game. We got to be ready to play. And no matter who you play, whether it's St. John's or Seton Hall, Creighton or Indiana, whoever it is, you just got to be ready to play. And, that's the neat thing about athletics. And I saw even like the Georgetown weekend, we had a couple games where we got away. The next day, the game's going to be 0-0. You got to be ready to play. Those runs don't, hang over, whatever. You've got to be ready to play, whether you got your tail kicked or whether you won. You got to be ready to play the next day, and that's kind of the unique thing about sports.
I guess that said, since a sweep at the hands of St. John's, what has this team been doing right the last week?
It goes back to, I think that they're feeling really confident right now, and it really started back when we played Cincinnati on Tuesday. We got things going. Guys have just been playing good baseball. There's not one thing I could really point my finger to, but we do have a lot of confidence right now, and it's a good feeling to have, because I'll be honest with you, after we played Indiana and St. John's, it wasn't that feeling. Great guys, great group would be around, but we did not have that, I don't want to say mojo, whatever it is, but we have it right now, and it's a good feeling to have, because You know, they're trusting their training, they're trusting their talent, you know, they're trusting their instincts, and it's not autopilot, but it is. When you play, you can't be thinking all the time. You can't be thinking about everything. You just got to go play, and that's what we're doing. So I don't know if some of the expectations have been off them, whatever it is. They're just playing right now, and that's what we talked about. We're still not done. Enjoy the win because it's great, but we got to be ready to go tomorrow, and I think they're going to be ready to go.
Matt?
Coach, I know Rylan and Joe are your big boppers, but I mean, how valuable were Chris and Connor today, and Ethan too, really turning the lineup over to kind of set the table for your run producers?
You know, I thought the big play was that first ball that Chris hit, because it was almost a catch, you know, and he got on, and then it was a double, then the ball was kind of hit, you know, in between the shortstop, and I don't know if Connor had been out at first, if he was, you know, if that ball would have been caught, but it ended up being the first and third situation, and that's how we were able to score some runs. But, you know, Chris has really been putting together some good ABs. Connor, as a freshman, has been doing a really good job, and Ethan has come on, you know, towards the end here. And it's been interesting, and just talking about our team, about, you know, Blaine Griffiths gets second team All Big East, and he's been our DH. And what happened was, when we were getting ready to play UC on Monday, we practiced, and Chris Given fouled a ball off his foot, and he was hurt. So we had to take him out of the lineup, and we put Mitch over at shortstop, and we put a guy at second base, and we put Ethan back into first base, and he started swinging. And so now Ethan's our best defensive first baseman. So we kind of, you know, Blaine did nothing wrong, and he's not playing, and now Ethan's swinging, and it's good to see as a senior that he's having a good end of his career. So it's been kind of an interesting change of events, and you know, again, I give credit to Blaine because, you know, he just wants to win, and he's not getting the opportunities right now, but Ethan's taking advantage of his, because you know, again, I thought he had some really big at bats today, really big. And he drove the ball. That one ball, I thought his first at bat, I thought you know, if the wind wasn't blowing, I thought it was out. I really did. He crushed it. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go two more questions. John, okay, so Megan?
I know you mentioned about Zach and the school record, but, you know, what has this been like for you to watch him develop at Xavier and, you know, establish himself as one of the top pitchers in the country and really put on a show today?
It's been really fun to watch him grow, you know, especially coming in as a freshman. You know, he's very immature at that time. You know, he was really a big soft body type kid. He really worked at getting himself into shape. He's very durable, but he knows how to pitch now. Again, when he first came in, he just reared back and would, you know, fire at guys. So it's been awesome to see. It's really been it's been humbling watching him, because there are some expectations for him, and just to watch how he handles that. And he's a team guy first, and it's really amazing, because a lot of times we've been playing, and there are, you know, 15, 20 radar guns, you have cross checkers, and he hasn't had the best outings, and he comes back in, he's rooting for his guys, and he's a team guy first, and it's been awesome. You know, obviously he comes from a great family, but it's been really special to watch him, and our guys have noticed that too, that what a special teammate is, and he's very, very talented.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate it.